Hi all. Um, we're back with this book. So today's a chapter. You are what you eat. Um, Not a chapter that I was expecting. It's a bit of a surprise, or to be honest, not even surprise. I wasn't very happy reading this chapter. Didn't really expect this chapter to be there, especially since this is a book on nutrients and stuff. But I think going through the chapter, I kind of did understand vaguely that somewhere we are wrong, I guess. So I think I'll just quickly, we shall dive into the chapter. This chapter is about all the animal slaughter practices and also about the unhygienic things that are happening there and um, the pristine, clean, beautiful packets that we are receiving at supermarkets and actually what they're doing over there and stuff. So, yeah, let's go in. Mm, so, they're starting off with exactly what's happening when the animal is killed, right? So, apparently, so there is this thing called the Humane Act. So, according to the Humane Act, Animal Humane Act, so which means that even if you're going to kill an animal, it should be in a humane manner and you just don't slaughter it whichever way you want, do whatever you want with the meat just because you can do it and because you are somehow top of the food chain, which makes sense, right? But so, according to this Humane Act, what happens is when you have a cow, they first stun it with an electrical signal. So they just keep like this, like a gun, and then it's there right over here. So it sends like an electric shock, so that stuns the animal, so it becomes unconscious. Ideally, uh, but the thing is, of course, if me and you are different, and you and I have a different rate of tolerance, same thing goes for the animal, right? So if I'm going to give like 200 volts, not all the animals are getting stunned. Many of the animals are still awake and alive, and what happens is the minute they are stunned, they just cuff the leg and the animal goes upside down. So imagine half the animals only got stung, the rest of them are not stung, so they are just jumping around upside down, and then they slit the neck and it starts bleeding. So that's the thing. So the in factories, the thing is the meat must not have any blood, because the minute it has blood, the meat gets contaminated, it will not have a long shelf life, and immediately it will start decomposing. So they have to make sure the animal is completely bled out. That is why they cut it at the neck and they put the animal upside down. So half of the animals are already not dead and they are just bleeding. Okay, not the most, not the sight that I want to see, and I'm pretty sure half of the people who are listening to this will also not be very happy watching an animal thrashing and bleeding to death. On top of this, what they do is they stick like apparently this long uh, pipe like thingy, they stick it up the anus of the animal because they need to bring all the waste product out, because we know that we also use intestines for food and all that. So they put this huge thing inside, and they take all the stuff out. But of course, like I said earlier, animal is not dead yet, so it something is stuck up its anus, and it's alive and bleeding. And on top of that, some actually this is for the cow. For the pig, what they do is, the pig, they actually, after stunning and cutting its neck, they put it into hot water. And hot water is like some 150-degree boiling water, because they have to remove the hair from the skin. I don't know if they use the skin for something, but yeah, they remove the hair from the skin. For that, they have to put it in hot water. And I don't know why they don't have to wait for the animal to get killed somehow. And they just put the alive animal into hot water. So they are commenting. So there are many people from the animal slaughterhouse industry who have allegedly come out and they have voiced their opinions about how horrible it is over there. And these are the things that they have. There are like separate books on that also, and they have just put a summary over here. So And for chickens, somehow, this act is exempted for the chicken. So they don't have to stun the chicken. They just can just take the chicken and just cut the neck and watch it writtle and die. It's very normal. It seems very weird. Um, I think I was reading through this and started questioning a lot of my ethics, to be very honest. And I'll come to that bit. So yeah, so I think I would like to share an excerpt from here. So one of them, they just so literally quoted what they have been saying. So I've seen them take those stunners. They are about as long as a yardstick, and they shove it up the hog's ass. They do it with cows too, and in their ears, eyes, and their throat. They'll be squealing, and they'll just shove it right down there. Mm. And sometimes what happens is they have to catch the animal when this is happening, right? So sometimes the animal will get stuck in that thing. Sometimes the instrument will get stuck in the animal's body, and sometimes the animal just collapses there because of a heart attack or something, because of whatever is happening to it. And then they just I don't know, cut it and pull it out and things like that, and intestine just keeps falling all the way over. um I don't know, it's very crazy because I'm not saying that this should not happen, but imagine you're having this neat little package and stuff you're having in your hand. You look at your meat with muscle and the muscle fibers and stuff. You're like, oh, nice, clean and stuff. But what is the image that you get from the packaging, right? That this is some neat product, and so you expect fancy treatment for the cow somehow, and that honestly, that's what I used to see when I'm seeing a cow. Like, I mean, the packet stuff and all. There's no blood, and it's very clean. But and then you read this, and they're like, no, no, we don't do such things. We don't care about the ethics. Who cares about the animal? I mean, accept, okay, as a non-vegetarian, of course, I'm eating my meat. I am ending up killing the animal. I'm not denying that, but that doesn't mean that I have to be so cruel about it. Even to our enemy, we wouldn't want to watch them suffer such a inhumane death. So that's what I was thinking when I was going through this chapter. Um, so going through. Um, a couple of other things that they were talking about was I don't want to go more about how inhumane they are about killing animals. I think there is a couple of videos, like there's something about cowspiracy, there's something called seaspiracy, that they actually show you what's happening. uh, whatever I have read. So if you want to like probably have a look at it, you're like, this doesn't look, maybe they're just saying some lies. Probably you can probably see it there. Many people have risked their life, taken illegal videos from the slaughterhouse, so people know what's actually happening and what they are thinking that's happening and what's actually happening and what they're eating, and all are three different things. So yeah, with respect to the hygiene part, so apparently what happens is, when the obviously they say that there is like a bleeding table, so all the animals, their neck is cut, blood has to come out, right? So there will be like a middle path where all that blood and everything, there's a passage for it, so that's like a sewage path. So through the way, intestine, unnecessary parts, everything is thrown into that waste, right? So sometimes what happens, animal falls down, it seems, because like one can assume it's a 300-pound weight animal hanging from above, with like just one holder. It's not like possible for it to hold forever, right? So it can be the animal is thrashing and it falls down. So so uh, so it is that sewage line will contain feces, all unnecessary things. Sometimes people, like the people who are working there itself, they can't move, it seems. So most of the time they just um, pass their stuff over there. So imagine your meat that you're consuming is actually fallen onto that, and this should be discarded, but apparently they don't discard, it seems. So they just use it. They just mix it with the other produces, and then it just goes off. Um, I don't know. It is just really unsettling. And other things that they talk about is so apparently there is this horse slaughterhouse, and the one of the horse got pneumonia and died. So when the doctor came, so every time an animal is dead, so the doctor come, they have to check, make sure that the animal is fine and everything, and only then they'll do that stamping, right? So animal stamping. So this person was like, take this animal also, put it along with the other fresh meat and give it off. So the worker was like, oh, how can we? We need to put the seal, right? He's like, the seal is there, is in the back office only. Go take that seal, come, just put it on the skin the animal, cut it into nice pieces, extremities and all, cut it off so it doesn't look like it's affected. Then put the seal because I have the seal. Just put it and then just take it off. USDA seal only, right? That I have. So we believe that if the seal is there, then it should be like good meat. But uh, this is what's happening. And one more thing that I found very very bad was there is lot of rotten meat. Apparently, what they do is they mix rotten meat with fresh meat and they mince it and make it into baby food. And they're saying that they have seen meat where the worms are crawling and stuff. So yeah, and also so that drainage path, right? So this is so bad. There is absolutely zero hygienes that are maintained in the slaughterhouse. You can see like so much of cockroaches and other things and all running around the place and things. So they were like, one time we shined a flashlight. So this is one of the USDA inspectors who were seeing the slaughterhouse. So one time we shined a flashlight into a hole. They were crawling in and out. They were so thick. It was like maggots. You couldn't even see the surface. So this was at Purdue. So Perdue, Purdue Slaughterhouse. So all of this, and also the horse was sold as beef. Um, yeah, workers also, they sometimes vomit into those drainage places, it seems, because I can imagine if you are able to see an animal, you're doing all the horrible things over there. At a point, you will end up puking, right? I mean, yeah. Once I just cleaned a person's teeth and my colleague threw up. So it's just cleaning teeth. So I don't know. It's horrible actually. Uh, so the rest of the 2 3 pages that they're talking about is, of course, about how intelligent these animals are. I have seen documentaries myself on how pig is intelligent, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you have seen it too. So I'm not gonna go much into it, um, because every animal is intelligent, right? I can't just say that only pig or chicken is intelligent. Apparently, chicken is playing games. It seems it's very nice and watching television also, and they seem to be liking those things. Um, so that's nice. But yeah, and a couple of other things also. So it's like, oh, especially they were talking also about how when it's like they sometimes say organic meat and free range cow or beef meat or something. So apparently, it seems like even if they must have grown in a very very zero stress free environment, apparently the place they grow and the place they're getting killed are different places. So the places where they grow does not have like an attached slaughterhouse. So even if ethically you have really taken care of the cow, by the time the cow is being transported all the way to the slaughterhouse, maybe in the months they are like they survive. But by the winter, what happens is, it's not like because it's winter they are going to get like an extra dress or something for winter because it's cold and stuff. And also, it's not like you're going to have heater or something in your transport vehicles. Also, they really don't care. So they just freeze up and they die on the way. Uh, which I think I was also like thinking on the way, like, because since the cows are like growing outside in the pasture, so they shouldn't be actually having any issue when they get onto a transport truck. But also, I imagine because in the US there are 7 or 9 different time zones, and when they cross from one state to another state itself, by then the climate in itself is totally different. So obviously if the cow was grown in some Arizona dry state or something, then they go up to another city or something, and by then it's a cold climate or something, they are definitely going to freeze up and die. So uh, I don't know. But so I think I was thinking about this ethically, and I was like, we grow animals, we grew up amongst animals, right? I mean, of course, we do eat meat. Even the animals who we grow with, they also eat their own kind of meat. So but then we lived in harmony. There was some amount, there is some amount of respect that we had, right? If someone during Diwali, there is this dog in your road, and the dog keeps barking at you every time you come in your bike. You're not a huge fan of the dog itself, because it's just make sure you're having a bad time. But still, if someone on Diwali comes and puts a cracker in its mouth and lights it, you will definitely go shout at the guy, and you will try to make sure that the dog is not suffering because of it or something. That's basic humanity, right? One would not just watch this dog only, right? Every day it's torturing me. Let it die along with the cracker. Good for it. Um, so when we are able to see that amount of humanity for a dog that is probably irritating us for every day, why are we not doing that to the food that we eat, or the animal, that is getting killed? Or I mean, I know that we are going to eat it, but I don't know if we should be so inhumane regarding that matter. Uh, Even cows that we grow, we have one in our house, and I mean, like, not in my house, like we all have relatives who have cows, calves, and bulls and stuff. And then imagine somebody just in the night just comes for a fun of it, just pours some kerosene on the leg and starts to give a burn or something. I don't know. I'm not sure we'll be happy about it. We'll probably go, hit that guy, make sure he gets nicely, you know, and do the required treatment for the bull. I mean, anyway, we are going to send the bull to the slaughterhouse. Even in my community, people are like. Uh, Relatives are taking the cow to the slaughterhouse only in the end, but that doesn't mean that in the living days or the days towards it, make sure, okay, anyway, it's gonna die, might as well have the leg charred, and things like that. And I was wondering, we may have different food. Some of them are vegan, some are vegetarian, some eat meat, but we all grew up with some ethical values, right? Respect somebody, respect everyone, treat everybody with the same way you would treat yourself or your family and things like that. And somewhere down the line, I don't know where we have lost it and stuff like that. Uh, Many times we are doing it because we don't know. And if we know and we are doing it, then that's a different story. But I was wondering that if this is what it is, then we should show these people that we are against these kind of practices. This is not the humanity that we are taught, and uh, these big corporations need to know that we still have humanity, and this is not how we want to treat anybody, even if it is food. You know, and because see, in India still this kind of horrible things are not happening. I mean, they are, of course, they're happening, but I'm pretty sure it's not at this scale. Uh, but it's having its own scale of horrible stuff. So I'm not going to say no. But yeah, I think it's something that we should think about. Anybody who consumes anything, to be very honest, I think should always have a thought about what they are having, and where is it coming from? What kind of people are doing what to give this to us, and do we really deserve to give that money to those people? Do they deserve our hard earned money? You know? Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think today's session is not about nutrition, but about ethics. Uh, but yeah, we are for wellness. So everything is important, I think. And I hope I've given you today is not about food for the stomach, but probably a bit of food for the mind, I guess. And you guys have something that you would like to um, reflect on, or something that you would like to share, please feel free. Thank you.
Hi, Pavitra. Yeah, it is nice one. Like starting with uh, people who are like really cruel to animals, they end up being cruel to the fellow human beings as well by uh, not even showing some sort of uh, courtesy. Those people who are going to have those meat or whatever it is. So at the end, they are making their livelihood out of what they are doing. As you said, like there is no ethics probably since they are not showing ethics to the animals. Even when we kill as you started with, like even when we kill an animal, they should, we should consider how it is getting killed, how painless it is going to get killed, those kind of things. uh, if they start killing without any sort of empathy towards it, and then at the end they are not even considering the people who are going to have those things. They are not, they don't even feel like anyway it is just we are throwing it and we are making money out of it anyway, we are going to get money. That sort of mindset they end up with. And sometimes it is really worrying thing that we do eat it and we never want to even think how it is getting killed, because if we start thinking all those things, definitely we can't have it. But beyond that, how cruel they are doing, and how uh, they are there is no any sort of cleanliness or any sort of those things they are maintaining. And that is one thing which is really bad, and should be more careful on what we are having. Yeah, but kind of a eye opener to think twice before taking anything. All these whatever, all these chapters, all these things which we are going through. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So, like you were saying, it's very true, right? So, I mean, they are uh, probably every day they might be killing, I don't know, maybe 1,000 animals. Assume, let's say they're killing 1,000 animals, and there are 100 people over there working. They are watching 100 animals getting killed. Sorry, 1,000, and every 1,000 animals are going to definitely scream and die only. So there is no other way to die. There's only going to scream, uh, crash and die. So imagine from that how many people are going to become immune for them. This is like screaming and dying. That's how it is. That is how rapists also see women, right? Same thing. Only women are also screaming and they end up dying also. For them, this is just another, just like an animal. So I was just wondering how very similar these things are, but when the context, the things keep changing, we are able to see it as two different things, but for that person it is just like animal. So weird. But thank you, Anna.
One thing, why always like chickens are an exceptions? I was thinking like they are not even considering that as a life. They can be killed, and they don't have any such criterias or to have those things, painless killing or something. It is not even maybe a few people I have seen. I eat only chickens because it is small. People used to say that. I wonder why chickens, since they are small, or like, yeah, that is something which they also has to consider. Even chickens as their lives. When people think about a huge animal as small as also the similar kind of life, similar kind of pain it has to go through.
I think very like you said, Anna, like, so only one thing, the minute they are able to see how the animal is thrashing and dying, we, like you said, we will all leave animals. I think I remember very clearly. I was very excited. I think this was around when I was in school, like 11th, 12th, something. And at my Atte's place, they grew chickens, and so we had one and things. And they gave us one live chicken. Like, take it to Chennai, and you can, and another day you have it. Because it's farm grown chicken, right? And it's better than broilers, and of course. And I think we were with the chicken for 13 days or 14 days max. The chicken somehow, he also knew that we were going to kill him. We knew that we were definitely going to kill him. And somehow, the daily giving food to him and things, we somehow formed a bond. And knowing that we were going to kill him, we unfortunately had a bond. When we came home, we made sure we were like, we'll ask, did he eat or whatever? And its weight started decreasing at a point where we didn't want to kill him, but we had to kill him. A very dilemma situation. And that day, we somehow my mom made the chicken curry and things, but no one was able to eat it. That day, I think if I was given 5 carrots or something, I would have eaten more than that chicken crumble. And after the food also, we were not at all comfortable. We were just like for 3 days. The fact that the chicken was not in there in our house and we killed it itself, we couldn't stand the consciousness. And it was a very weird experience for us. And imagine every time we have to eat a chicken, we only have to go and kill.
Yeah, that is a tough one. Like when we build bond and when we build bond to some life, then we can't think of having it. We can't think it as a food or something in our plate. That will become that will kill us inside as well. Yeah, but buying outside, we think like okay, we don't see it, we don't see a life in it. But when we grow something, when we feed something, those things will make us feel much more than buying some from outside. Yeah, that's true.
And like you said, Anna, the rules and laws that are put there are only for one reason, to protect ourselves. Like in this inhumane law also, it's clearly written in the book that this cows and all, they kick and they thrash and things, because of which many workers have got injured and things like that. Uh, and of course, it's like 300 pounds cow which is upside down dangling in the air. Anybody would jump. So because of that only, they stun the cow, not because it should not feel pain. If it is unconscious, we won't have to suffer so much to try to kill it. Whereas chicken, just catch it like this, and that's all they do. So they don't have to care. Even if
Yeah.
they like this, and yeah, still it's just flapping of wings,
Hmm.
harmless bird.
Yeah, less harmful.
Yeah. So we are not going to get hurt.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
true.
Not nice. Not nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
mm.
Today's topic was like, for me also, it was like very heavy. I was like, oh my God. Oh God, why did you leave me make this, make me do this?
Yeah, these kind of things like will make us to think. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It is it'll make us think like heavy hearted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what is happening to me. But this is required, right? We need to know the truth. And then if we are still taking the conscious decision to be who we are, but that's a different story. At least we are conscious, like, oh, I know this is what's happening, and okay, fine. Okay, this is who you are, whatever. But many of us are cheated into believing that this is some safe, nice, cute little environment like in the cartoons. At least I thought so.
Yeah.
Everything is a lie. Oh, please, thank you.
Uh, yeah, true, true. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. If anybody else has anything to share, and if not, we can conclude today's session with a heavy heart. And yeah, yes, Arpita, thank you, Arpita. Rafika, for the heavy hearts, broken hearts, everything. Uh, yep. Okay then. Good night, everyone. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.